In this section, we will learn loops and conditions. Python has two types of loops, the for and while loops. For loop in Python is like for each loop in many languages. To better understand for loop, let's make an example. First, let's create an array that we will use for the for loop. And then we will iterate over each item in this array. Here, car is our loop variable and cars is the name of the array. Don't forget to indent the lines in the loop. Next, we'll learn range function. Range function takes some integers and returns a range object. In this example, 1 is the start value, 20 is the end value, and 2 is the increment. By using the list function, we can convert this range object to a list. We can use min and max functions to find minimum and maximum values in an array. And likewise, we can use sum function to get sum of an array. We can get a subarray from an array by using square brackets and entering start and end indexes. If we don't enter a start index, it will start from the beginning, and if we don't enter an end index, it will go until the end, until the last item. If you make an assignment to an array in Python, you don't actually have two lists. The assignment just copies the references to the list, not the actual list. So, both the new and old variable refer to the same list after assignment. So here we remove the last item from the new list, and it's also removed from the original. This means it's just a reference to the same variable. We can clone list by using the slice function or built-in list function. But don't forget, these functions, except deep copy, don't copy any lists, dictionaries, and class instances in the list. If they are changed in the original, they will change in the copied list too. Python has if, elif, else conditional statement. It doesn't have case switch statement that I use a lot in many languages. Actually, it's pretty basic. The pattern is if some condition, and if this condition is true, do the next indented lines until elif or else. If not, check for the next elif statement. If all of them are false, run the else block. Okay, we have a pretty basic sample here. In this case, if the car is BMW, we will convert it to uppercase. If it's an Audi, we will convert it to camel case, and in all other cases, it means else, we will just print the name of the car. We can use implicit booleanness to check if a list is empty. Here we are checking if our cars array is empty, and if cars array has anything in it, it will return true, so it means it's not empty. Otherwise, it means it's empty. Okay, now we can move to the while loop. The while loop is also pretty useful, but unlike for loop, instead of looping n number of times or iterating through a list, it will loop until a specific condition is met. Let's make an example. Here we have a variable x. Our loop condition is x being smaller than 100. If it's greater, loop exits. Otherwise, we print x and increment it. We have completed loops and conditions lesson. Now you can move on.